While serving in Iraq, Noah Pierce survived the bombs, the snipers, and countless encounters with the enemy. But his family and friends say it was the guilt that finally overcame him.
The demons and the pain, and he couldn't live. He's too sensitive. He couldn't handle the innocents that were killed. He couldn't handle the kids that he got attached to, that he worried about them all the time. He was a good boy. He had a heart.
When Noah came home from Iraq in April of 2006, he was 22. He had served 2 years of duty there, 2 years of his young life. He tried to readjust to life back in Eveleth. He went hunting with his stepdad and partied with his friends. But it was difficult. Noah was depressed. He suffered from nightmares and drank to get through the days. Doctors diagnosed him with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. They recommended he get counseling, but he didn't go. Instead, spending much of his time convincing himself and others that he was getting better.
He says, "Ma, you worry too much. I'm fine. I'm happy. You worry about me too much." Then a week later, he shot himself.
Cheryl says her son struggled for 14 months before taking his life last July. Though he was thousands of miles from combat, Noah could not forgive himself for a life-altering moment in Iraq. Noah told his mother that while on a road in Fallujah, an Iraqi man was approaching the soldiers. They ordered him to stop, but the man kept getting closer. Noah was ordered to shoot the man. He later found out that he was an innocent Iraqi doctor.
There was something about that particular incident that ate at my son every single day. I found a note that he had wrote to the doctor, and it says, "I am so sorry."
It's been 6 months since Noah died. Cheryl visits the secluded place in the woods where her son took his life, not more than a mile from his childhood home. Cheryl says she feels close to him here. She is able to remember the happy Noah, the Noah who loved life.
Loved to hunt with Dad, loved to fish with his friends. All his life wanted to do nothing but serve his country.
And after 9/11, Noah was even more determined to enlist. He joined the Army right before his 18th birthday. His best friend Tyler says before he enlisted, Noah was easygoing. He smiled all the time and made jokes. Together, they spent their time outdoors. Tyler says Noah was excited to serve, but when he came home from the second tour, he had noticed something had changed.
Wasn't the same guy that I knew. You know, you could see obvious changes that, you know, he had something else on his mind, you know, that was affecting his daily life in that sense, you know.
But it wasn't just Tyler who noticed the difference. His family became extremely worried. They encouraged Noah to go to counseling, but Noah said asking for help was a sign of weakness.
He just told me, he says, "Ma, I'm scared." And I told him, "But you have to go." And he says, "They're just going to give me a bunch of pills." And I said, "But maybe that's what you need for a little while." But no, I'm not weak. I'm better than that. I can do this on my own.
Cheryl has now made it her mission to raise awareness about post-traumatic stress disorder, and she's starting here at the AMVETS Post 33 in Virginia. On December 15th, it was named after her son Noah, and she hopes everyone who walks through the doors will learn about the disorder and how they can get help. 2 military medical studies found that almost 20% of soldiers and Marines home from Iraq suffered from a mental illness. Between 12 and 20% of them meet the criteria for PTSD. Now, in honor of her son, Cheryl is determined to get other veterans the help they need.
Noah died so people could learn about post-traumatic stress disorder.
When soldiers sign up, Cheryl wants a clause saying they must go to counseling when they return from combat. She wants to call it Noah's Clause. She plans to contact members of Congress and go to Washington, D.C. if necessary.
It's not mandatory. It needs to be mandatory so they go. Otherwise, they're not going to go. They just won't.
And if she can save just one other life by getting the word out about Noah and PTSD, she says her mission will be a success.
It is my goal in life to make my son so much more just like he wanted to be. And I will do that.
With editor and photojournalist Glenn Callahan, I'm Cassie Limpert for Eyewitness News.